Yeah, ever had those moments when nothing just seemed to be going your way? Hmm. Everything just feels like falling out of place. Nothing feels right. Feel sad, depressed. Yeah, that's life, man. That's life for you. It's not a bad thing at the end of the day, eh? Because all feelings help to mold us to be the person who we are today, right? And I go through this phase a lot, especially not being able to work for a little bit, right? And from working 60 hours a week to not working at all, it gives me the time to reflect on what I want to do with my life, really, and to try to figure out what my real calling is, right? And that's what we do when you're sad and depressed. We start thinking of what life really is, what we want to achieve in our life, what we're doing wrong, the people who are treating wrong, the people who are treating us wrong. Sometimes we start pointing fingers at different situations in life. They don't like us. This world don't like us. You know, I go through it from time to time. I'm sure everybody does at one point or the other. Right? And when you're in that stage, you can't let it control you. Because if you let it control you, then you go into a prolonged period of depression. And that's a very bad state to be around. And it doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody else around you. Especially if you have kids and so forth, they can see it. They can see when you're not happy, and they kind of rubs off on them. Your attitude change towards your friends, towards your family members, people, towards your job, your co-workers, you know. And one of the biggest things we gotta do when it's come to this stage is read and pray, man. Read and pray. That's what I do a lot these days. I read the Bible, I read books about the mind, I read books about self-improvement, and I pray a lot about it, you know. It when you're sad, it's like one of the realest feeling that there is. There's nothing inferior of being sad. A lot of people have inferior happiness, you know. A lot of people can't be alone, because when they're alone, their mind start going all over the place and the depression starts setting in. And being alone from time to time actually helps you to know who you really are. If you're always around people and you're always around friends, and from friends you're too tired to go to bed, you sleep. You wake up the next morning, the first thing you're looking for your friend. You live your life running from yourself. You know what I mean? You live your life running from who you really are, because you don't want to sit alone to discover what really goes on inside. Because when you're alone, that's when you discover what's on the inside, right? So being alone is not a bad thing either. We all gotta be alone from time to time. And if when you're alone, you're telling yourself, man, I'm going nuts, I can't do this, I gotta find a friend, I gotta find somebody, I gotta go drink. That's one of my favorite, famous one, because I used to do that a lot. Every time I hit a sad moment or something, I'll grab a beer, grab a bottle, start drinking the feeling away, you know what I mean? And a lot of people does that. And the only problem with that is it's only temporary. When the bottle's over, you waste it, throw up, go to sleep, whatever the case is, wake up in the morning, the feeling comes right back, you know? So what you gotta do is you gotta find the core problem of why you can't be alone. What situation is making you don't want to think about it, you know? If it's not the right job, then you gotta think about what that right job is. If it's a company you keep and they're making you, when you're alone, you're thinking about it and you're like, man, these people ain't helping me to do nothing. You gotta find the cause of the problem. And when you correct the cause of the problem, then you can be alone and just be happy, whether you're with yourself or with a crowd or whatever the case is. I still have some issues that I'm ironing out myself, you know. I'm not perfect. I'm on the pursuit of happiness, as you want to call it. And now I spend a lot of time with just me and the kids. But when the kids are alone, I try to find a lot of ways to occupy my mind, because an idle mind is a devil's workshop, an idle hand is a devil's workshop, same thing. So I try to stay away from any negative thinking, any negative shows, I try to stay away from all of that, because like I said in controlling your thoughts, what you feed your mind is what you think, right? So if you don't give your mind any negative thinking or feed it with any negative shows or music or so forth, you tend to think pure along that line when you have time to think, right? So I used to love rap music. Eminem was one of my favorite rappers. Now I don't even listen to him. I mainly listen to uplifting music, and that's a reason too why people who you find listening to a lot of Stoker are usually happy, hyper people, because the music tends to get your heart rate going and make you think less, because you just want to get up and move, right? So it all depends on what you feed your mind, what helps trigger the thought of what you do in your life, right? So you gotta watch the music you listen, the food you eat, the shows you watch. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it's a big issue, but a lot of time it doesn't affect the conscious mind right away, but it affects the subconscious mind in the long run, right? So it's just got some stuff to think about. So when you feel like your year's not going right, everything's falling apart, man, the best answer I can give you is just pray. Read the Bible, read a book, any book with motivation, any book that help you figure out yourself. Good books. Don't go reading a pornography or any Time magazine or whatever magazine that just tell you about celebrity life and the issues of divorce and all kind of crap, man. Feed yourself good stuff, man. And when you start, like I said before, that's the perfect time to sit and figure out what the problem is. Find what's really making you wonder what's causing the depression. You gotta think long and hard what that real problem is. Some of you already know what the problem is, you're just ignoring it. Mine goes deeper. I'm not sure if it's something from childhood or just my current situation, but I'm still working on it, We're not perfect, but we are perfect. Because like I said before, every mistake is a perfect mistake for you to learn from for the future. Right? So don't get hung up on a mistake or an error. You just gotta learn from it. Right? And life goes on, man. Never give up. Keep the hope up. Keep the faith up. And again, keep praying. One love. Love always. Belly.